Hey, good morning. Let me get this. There we go. All right. It's always a little technical issue right in the very beginning to get the streaming up with the right stuff on it. So yesterday ended up pretty good. I came back on because I wanted to try to get us up using the same exact strategy, which is basically a scalping strategy. So those of you that might be new here, this is the professor. I'm the head trader for Day Trading for Success. There are other traders in the studio here, a lot of people trading. Some trade with me, some don't. Some are trading momentum strategies. Some are practicing different strategies. I use as a quarterback. I will call trades for everybody on the streaming as well as on Zoom with different people. And I do trade different strategies throughout the day. So everybody is responsible for their own trades. The reason this is a little bit different entry is I'm getting warned that I need to be more specific about what we're doing here. So warned, whatever, suggested. But also it's always worried about liability. So I'm not a licensed financial advisor. Please seek the advice of someone licensed before you try to emulate any of the trading styles here today. So this is a work in progress. This is our first month streaming. And this layout you see here there is a link to this layout with all the custom indicators on it. You do not need to have this to trade. You could trade with just a chart. The indicators, of course, help, as well as knowing how to mark historical data, as well as knowing how to figuring out a strategy that works for you. And not every strategy works for everybody. You may have the perfect one, or you may come up with your own that would be great if you'd share it, if it's working for you, so that other people can benefit. The idea of this channel is to teach you ways to make a living, but I also am a trader that trades for profit, so I am trying to profit myself, and hopefully along those lines, I can imbibe some lessons on you to make a living. So there's many videos. I think there's nearly 400 videos already on this channel. A lot of them are trading the RV strategy. A whole bunch are trading the different open strategy. The RV strategies from Day Trading Volume 1. I highly recommend you get that book. I have a link to it. The open strategies from Day Trading Volume 4. Of course, there's the Candlestick Pattern Playbook, which is the only book still that rates the candlestick patterns. So, the more you learn, the better chance you have of making a living, which is the idea here. So there's all kinds of different ways you can trade. We're trading a very conservative method. Some people would argue with that. Some people would argue that day trading's just gambling and risky and not conservative in any way. So you have this, you have the spectrum on either side of what that is. But if you you follow certain rules, which is your maximum loss per trade or maximum loss per day, and you stick to those rules, and then you stick at learning something that's going to actually get you green consistently, then over time, you start with a low share size. You start in a simulator, and then you start with very low share size, 1 or 5 shares. And then after 30 days, 60 days, you consistently green with your strategy. You can start to level up that share size to make you $100 a day, $200 a day, $500 a day, maybe. My goal is $5,000 a day. And consistently I've been making that for a while now, but it used to be just $1,000. And before that, it was just a few hundred a day. So I climbed just like everybody else. And then as I gained my confidence, I added share size and I get into a lot of risky trade situations. Just because of my confidence level, I'm averaging at about 92% accuracy, which is rare, but you can make money at 51% accuracy if you follow your rules. So all that's just a general information disclaimer. So what this strategy is what we've been trying to show this month, I've been trying to show in my team here, Charlie, she handles the chat for the RV strategy, but she's been trading along trying to learn this strategy with us. Alan's behind me here, and then there's another, we're on the second floor. We have a couple other traders here that you can't see, and then there's more downstairs as well. So it's a good environment. We have someone reading the ticker, the news stories and stuff. Now I have taken that sound off because that's mostly for momentum trading, and we are trading just the opposite. We are trying to trade a large cap, mega cap, consolidating stock, like a stock that just moves within a range consistently. Once it breaks out of a range and starts to trend up or trend down, it's really not something we want to watch. That's the strategy, the overall RV strategy. But since we've been scalping, I have been doing some of those trends. So this month, teaching you how to scalp, how to get in and out of short-term moves, how to just do those moves. That's the key to just about any day trading strategy. If you're going to swing trade, which is hold it longer than a day usually, that's different, right? So it's probably a good time to bring in this. This was basically developed from a swing strategy kind of attitude where you're only going in 25% of your share size, your position, and then you add to your position when things look like they're going to go in your favor to make money. Most of the trades are only traded with 25% of your max position, so you're already in a safe area here. And then you have a max loss per trade and a max loss per day. So Charlie, who's trading 5 shares, her max position is 20 shares. Right? So she has a max loss per trade of just $5, which is $1 against her entry. All right, a max loss per day, a little higher than 4 times. I recommend 4 times. Again, you're on your own here, but I'm going to give you guidelines about what, shouldn't use the word recommend. What a lot of people do is 4 times the max loss per trade is their max loss per day. She set hers at $25. Now, she's been on a rocky road with me here, but she's always come back green. Hopefully most of you guys have too. And then there's just other basic things to follow. But the strategy scalping strategy that I'm showing here this month is based on swing entries. Like, you want to be safe right off the bat. You don't want to go in your full position. And you rarely do want to level up to your half position even. And the only way you would even do that is if the price action's going against you. The only way you should do it, let's put it this way. I do it irresponsibly on a regular basis, but the way you should do it, and I try to do it, is when it's going against you, as soon as it shows signs of turning around, that's the first time you, if you even want to at all, enter into half position. And then it's going to lower your price point to closer to where you are, and you have a chance to get out much quicker or a larger profit. You might want to just get out for green. I always say don't get greedy. But having a trade plan, in my case, I have 100 or 200 shares. I will be trading with sometimes 50 shares, and I'm looking for $8, $10, $20 per trade. That's all, and we're trying to make $100 a day. I'm only going to be trading for roughly 30 minutes, so I'm kind of on a time frame. Next month, we're going to probably change things up. I'm not sure. Sometime during the month, I'm going to change things up. I might take a short break before I start streaming again, but I'll be streaming pretty regularly here. It is free to trade here, and that allows me to take time off where you're not expecting me to be doing certain things. Remember, I am not a licensed financial advisor, so please read that. I need to show that at least for 5 seconds every video so you can't sue me. But you need to be careful, guys. Take it seriously. Trading is a risky business. So, okay, so maybe now's a good time. What do we got? We're moving up there. So what happened yesterday, and then I'll read into the news and how are we doing this month. So let's get rid of that. I don't know what that's doing. Oh my God, that's not what I meant to do. All right, so let's get off of that. That was Copilot giving me all kinds of stuff here and looking up stuff for other people. So let me try to get back to that again over here. Sorry, guys. Let's see. I'm duplicating this tab and then bringing it over. And Charlie's been using this computer too. I don't know where I'm ending up here. Hang on a minute. Okay, here it is. All right. Where'd it go? All right. So that's what happened yesterday. I did come back and trade some with Charlie, and we were trying to get the goal up a little higher, doing the exact, nothing weird. I didn't break into the RV strategy. This is just from scalping. Now, when we trade the RV strategy, you can probably expect higher numbers. It depends on your share size. And if we trade the open strategy, you can probably expect higher numbers. So we will be doing these different strategies throughout the coming months on live free streaming. So hopefully but if you really need to learn how to scalp so you can get yourself in and out of any position, any trouble. That's what I try to not have up there. But so yesterday was a good day for me, 100% accuracy after that debacle where I came back the day before at 78%. So, so I'm averaging about 92% accurate. But so we're up. We did pretty good yesterday. We're doing pretty good for the month. We're gonna keep doing better. So hopefully you guys are doing good yourself. So let's take a look. Now, these are custom coded scanners that I do that are available over at the $1 Million Margin Club for $4.95 a piece. You'll see that I have tons of links to get all these custom indicators, books that I love, and things like that. So if you're serious about trading, I would check it out. Check out the $1 Million Margin Club's custom scripts. You can get this entire layout if you want. The only one that's missing, guys, is the market magnet was not put on there originally, so you'd have to get that separately, which is a really good indicator. So here's our usual suspect, and the news has been really good, so we'll read that again in a minute. But everything's taking off because here was the close of yesterday, and here it is now on NVIDIA. AMD, the close of yesterday, here it is now. So everything's moving way up here. Tesla is even up a little bit. Hood is not. That's interesting. This one keeps coming up too. That one's not hard. This one, wait, Google? No, wait. Oh, really? Palantir's hard to borrow. Why? Is there news on that? That's strange, huh? That's hard to borrow? Let's see. It's up today. Usually that means it's gotten terrible news. I don't know if that's a glitch or something. That's weird. Let me see if that's the same over there, too. Yeah, hard to borrow. On the other scanner so this scanner is designed to give you 100,000 volume per every 1 minute candle. It will not come up. And there's an average of 10-day and then 1 day. Here's what we're having right now. And then an ATR of, I think it's 1.5. So it's lower. It picks it up. Average to range. But it's mostly, this is the key to this. So this gives us the action that we need on the level 2 to get in and out of trades for scalping. So I custom coded that in, as well as the high from day is coded in there. This is well worth the $4.99 if you don't know how to do that yourself. I mean, anybody can code it. I just did it for you guys, and then they wanted it to sell, so they have it to sell. So we'll be looking at these, marking them out. And then the other one I have here is the this only needs to be 50,000, and I have more on here. But you want to stay away from hard to borrow unless you're only trading long, because you can't go short on these. Unless you can, but you have to make arrangements. I hate doing that. Occasionally I will make arrangements to borrow, but it's not something I typically do. So anyway, there's that. Let me get to the news. Charlie compiles. So this is stuff that might affect what we're looking at today. So the Fed holds rates at 4.25 to 4.50 amid internal dissent. Yeah, a couple of guys on the board there voted against him, but I like that he's holding it firm right now. Honestly, I think that I think September, October is the right time. I mean, the market's doing great right now. I know it's making it hard for people to buy houses, but just wait a few months. It'll be easier. When he does announce that, the market's going to take off, guys. So you want to be, or it might already, start to adjust for it before the announcement. So he has a cautious tone, which is kind of what we want from a guy running the Fed, right? Market reactions, mixed index. Everything seemed to be up this morning, so everything seems to be up. So I'm long biased today. Other deals, I know copper's a big problem now. I mean, it's losing its value fast, but let's just see. Tariffs surge. Trump rolled out fresh tariffs, 25% on Indian goods, 50% tariff on Brazilian imports, 50% copper duty. Yeah, so if you're trading those things on copper, be careful there. Yeah, then the earnings, of course, were great for Meta and Microsoft. And today we have Apple and Amazon. I know quite a few people are holding Apple. We're hoping that's going to shoot up. No, they can't get all their phones printed in India, where they, not enough for the U.S. market, where they shifted a lot of their manufacturing due to tariffs. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen there. It takes too long to build anything in the U.S. for any immediate. Hopefully you guys are following this news. I'm just running over this. I mean, I'm going to stay away from Apple today because the earnings and Amazon as well are not. Is that the one? Yeah, isn't Amazon reporting today? I think so. Meta and Microsoft were yesterday, right? Okay. Here's a mega cap story here. Mega caps continue to lead broader market performance. Concerns grow about the index. Let's see. Mixed earnings, evolve evaluations. Yeah. Well, what's great about what we do, that's the news generally, nothing different than what we see here, which is things are going up. What we do is we trade in the moment, which is great, so we can adapt to what's happening here. So we've got about 13 minutes till the market opens. I haven't decided which one I'm going to take the risk on. I did stop. I pretty much got rid of historical data because everything's changing so much. So that's 185.43. So let's get this 10-day fib first. Now, I'm not going by the bodies here. I am going by the wick still. It could be done. It can be done either way. I think the book says wicks, and then you saw me trading on the body. Oh, that was 43 before. So remember, guys, these are guidelines. You can't. So if mine are a little bit different than, yours, it's okay. You when you get to these levels. See how that channeled there perfectly, and then another channel here, which is really good. And then channel hops. Of course, it went up yesterday. So we'll go ahead and do a 2-day here. This could be one we trade because remember, we are scalping. We are not doing the RV strategy. So we can trade a trending stock, but it's still not advisable to do so. Because you just don't know which way it's going to go. So now, even though these are the same, I marked it on almost the same high-low there. It's going to open more lines because it's on a shorter period. So I think that, let me see if I can get the fib line too here. Yeah, there we go. Let me look at the 5-minute here. I'll get this back to 10-day. Look at the 1-minute here. This may help us today. I don't know. We'll get some historical data set up here. It's all post-market, so it's just a little risky. If I went there, I really should smooth these levels here. So try to capture. That could be a possible rejection level as it goes up like a ceiling, assuming it's going to go up. And I could hit here to grab that dip. I don't have enough to hit that. Maybe here, I guess. I don't know. That was a pretty abrupt turnaround. I hate doing pre-market levels, but just to give us something, I'm going to mark that. There's no historical data I want to mark. Otherwise, we're all the way down to 177. 179 in here. So if we're going down that far, then we're going short. So let's see. AMD was the other one. Now they're neck and neck in price, which is interesting, right? The value. Of course, NVIDIA has split so many more times, but where's the other? There it is. So we're just marking historical data right now that we may or may not respect as the trade starts to open for scalping. Remember, the Fibonacci is really the oldest historical data that is the most respected that there is when doing this type of trading. But you can't count on anything. Read Trading in the Zone, Mark Douglas book. Count on these things going against you. And then you'll be okay. But they may really work for you. So what do we got? We still got 9 minutes to mark these things out. So we're just trying to get some guidance with the other thing of 25% precision, and then we're going to be watching price flow, and then of course the indicators, which is really the most important thing. So we're way out of the fib levels. So let's see. Now I did well on Tesla yesterday. This is the only one that's consolidating. Look at it, guys. This is actually a safer stock to trade, which is kind of freaky. As far as staying in a level. It does seem to have stopped its really erratic behavior, which is interesting, that it used to do. So I can just look at a 2-day here and figure this out without going to a 2-day chart. So 2-day levels would be right here. So it's high, low. It would be here to here. So let's get that marked. Close enough. And we'll go to here. So you don't have to actually reset your chart. If you just look, you can see where they would mark them. If you get used to doing this. So I cheated and just went a little quicker that way. So look at that, huh? We have lots of channeling here that could really come in handy for us on the 1-minute chart. So that's good to see. What do we got? 7 minutes left. I'm not going to touch Hood. It's going down. I'm not going to touch Apple. And I can't go to Palantir because it's hard to borrow. So then we've got the IBIT. We looked at that before, the Bitcoin, but it didn't move enough. It moved, it had the 100,000 share or 50,000 share per minute movement, but the price was under $1 for the whole day. It was ATR seemed really bad. I'm looking at these right now, trying to see if there's something else that might be worthy of trying to mark out right now. And I think we're going to be okay with where we are, but we will be watching the news and listening to see. But I'm just out of curiosity. Is there a story on this that would stop this from being shorted? Well, that's not great news. Let's see. I just don't see. There must be some. I didn't really dig deep on the news for this, so I don't know. But we're not going to trade it. So some reason it's hard to borrow, and I'm sure a bunch of you know why. So either one, AMD or NVIDIA at the open to try to pick up a dip and then go long. There is the danger. Of course, I always say don't trade on the opening candle. Don't follow me. There is a danger that everybody's just going to take profit, and this could go all the way back down. Right now it's at 182. This could go way back down to 177. So there's that. You got to be careful if you jump in and you just keep, I know it's going to turn around. I know it's going to turn around. And you go long, it just doesn't turn around. But that's probably exactly what I'm going to do just because I'm crazy that way. So right now they're all lining up down after the post-market climb, pre-market fall. Big fall off right there at 1 a.m. On East Coast time on the New York Stock Exchange, United States. So let me get a look at AMD. Maybe AMD is a little more conducive for an opening trade. More, yeah, that's a little better. They still dropped way off though, huh? This might be better for an opening trade, right? People generally have more confidence in NVIDIA, you know, just overall. But they're both chip companies, and anything different on this news? Yeah, mixed pre-market. With these big earnings coming up, it's just, well, we're definitely going to want to wait for the channeling. And probably next month we are going to start trading a little later, whether it be the RV strategy, continuation of scalping, or a combination of both. I am forcing this in so that I could do the RV strategy with others at the 10 a.m. and we changed it to 10:15, 10:30. But I'm thinking that everybody's okay with me just showing you guys, you know, with it might not be exactly the RV strategy. So I've been coming back on the power hour and making my nut when I miss it, which is a little harder, I have to tell you, because the price action just isn't the same. So I don't really have historical data on this mark. Let me just see. Basically, I mean, other than the fibs, basically to see if there's a, you know, might be a floor that I could count on to get a dip and go up, or where's my point of no return, like maybe at that fib level, 181.49. So, yeah, I don't know if there's something to mark here. This is pretty sketch. That mark right there going up is interesting because that tapped there and then it tapped here. And it's all pre-market and post-market, but you never know. And if it triggers there, I'll know why. But this, that's some serious weak stuff right there. Although it's over here too. Okay, here we go. So that did hit it. Look at that. Okay, so that's like a spike from the open session 2 days ago, and then it spiked it again there. So we just broke it. So everything's going down right now. Wow, it just broke it, and it's almost to the fib. So the fact that it's going down first, you know, you could look at that two ways, like be really careful, everybody's taking profits, about to drop, or it's about to like fly upward off of this. So I'll be watching it close, but I think I have decided to trade this in a minute and a half. This is what I'm going to go into. I'll do my share size at 100 because of the volatility. Now, a lot of people just set their trade on the ladder and just go for it based on their analysis of what's going to happen. And they get picked up that way. And then they get out. They can set their, if they wait a minute, they can set their ladder to get out too. But meaning this, you know, this right here, set your price right here. So is everything working correctly? You guys are getting my voice, my picture. Like a few more of you have come on. Welcome, everybody. We are showing the scalping strategy here this morning. I'm going to be doing a trade at the open, which I don't recommend, and it could go bad for me, but we'll give it a shot. With just 100 shares to try to make 50, 100 bucks, 25 bucks, whatever it might be. Just a quick move, and hopefully not 300 or 400 down. And I say, I'm going to make this a swing trade, which, by the way, can happen at any time. So you have to stick to your max loss. Don't say, well, he's holding it. You know, remember, you're on your own here. You can use me as a guideline, but you need to make your own choices. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. So nothing's going to help. Indicator-wise, we're not going to get much help here. This is the seat of your pants watching price action. There's a lot of market orders that are in, and here we go. Is it just going to go straight up? We're near the top of our ATR already. I'm watching the price flow. I'm going to go in there. So it was a little early, I felt, but it looked like it might just spike straight up. So looked like so I tried to get out. So $57 opening trade. I'm not done trading this yet. Let me see if it pulls me down again. I got that at the 50 cent, 181 and 50 range. I was kind of hoping we get a dip back down there or even lower, but that also tells you maybe it's going to go down. So, yeah, there it goes. Yeah. So then you think like, why didn't I hold it? So that ATR should be a rejection, but that's the RV ATR level. It did pop it and just went straight down. It's going to break it again. Wow. There you go. Wow. That was really, I'm going to go ahead and take a shot there. Could work against me. It's all about it, right? Pushing the envelope. It seems like it's trying to make a decision that it's going to go down today, in which case I don't want to keep holding this. Yeah, I'm just going to get out. Yeah, so I went from 57 to $1.99 down. What I didn't do, though, is add to my position as this goes down. So this is sort of making a choice to retrace right now, and I just decided to get out. I got my exhilaration there, and I'm down $1.99, and I blew a little profit. And often you will see me just average down, and thinking it's going to go back up. I'm just a little unsure with this much of a move post and pre-market how to trade this yet. If anything, I'm thinking about trading the short. So again, we don't have enough data to go by here. Now you have your buy-sell oscillator turning it around. That's your bottom of your magnet there. Market magnets too soon. It's just retracing. What is NVIDIA doing? They're going down too. So the whole market is trending down. See here, market pulse. This one's all straight down, trending down. So we have any news that has changed the whole market? No. We're looking for a bottom here. See if we get a bottom here. 180 might have been the bottom, right there. It would spike down to 179.45, but is it gonna? I would want to see some green action breaking out. These are the whole and half dollar levels. Again, this is risky. This is not the strategy we're trading. I don't have enough data to scalp this. So this would be just the way I would normally trade. As not a teacher, I will take chances here. Based on some nuances that it's hard to explain. But I'm watching this flow that it's too advanced for you to try to read, and I'm not always right anyway. So, no, I'm not trying to patronize you. I know there are some excellent traders trading with me here. I'm having a sparkling water. I've already had 3 coffees. I was up early this morning. So what we should do, because this is all over the board here and not giving me a clear indication, is wait for the 11th minute and either trade this stock or something else that might be consolidating. It seems like Tesla is exactly where it closed yesterday, within a few pennies. Yeah, I'm not going to trade this long, so that was sort of teasing me to go long, but now it's breached my confidence. And then again, the market's so strong going up that I worry about going long, and I'm worried about going short, because I think this is going to turn around. I just don't know when. That's another reversal sign. If it closes up here, there's more people up here than down there. So learn to read your patterns, guys, but there's not an actual pattern other than a single candle right now. So 180 again seems to be where it wants to make its move to go up. But we want to see it break, have a couple of green candles and be breaking out upward if we were to try to trade this before the 11th minute. There it goes. So it's up $0.25 there. So now we're getting into an area where it might be worthy of bumping off the low. Nope. See that now some of the magnets coming. There's a lot of volume right there. See that blue line? That's the market magnet kind of convincing me to maybe take a long here. I had a chance to get in down there at the 70 cents. I could have already made 20 bucks there, but I didn't pick it up. It is consolidating here, so this is a good sign for a turnaround. See if I can catch a dip. It hasn't sold me yet that we're going to go back up, but it's starting to work on me here. Going to break the 50 cents now? Yeah, it is. Okay, so we'll look for a dip. Might not dip. This could be the move. Still not a constant. All right, let me try to get that. I got it there. We'll just see if we can get a baby win here. I'm at the 35-cent mark, so I'm kind of right where the price action is. It's not panicking me yet. Again, we're not enough consolidating to take this trade, so I am kind of forcing these. We're going to go off that fib if it gives me an opportunity down there. Keeps toying with me. All right, I'm going to go in on a sign of what I just saw there, and hopefully it's not going to hurt me because of that. There we go. There we go. So at least I'm green again. So it seems to be respecting the fib level. I got it a little bit below that when I averaged in. And it was the price action flowing up here that made me feel safe to take half of my position and move my price point for a quicker out, because I was kind of higher up into here when I took my position. Now I'd rather take a position long as it gets down toward the fib. If we start doing our consolidation right here a little sooner than the 11th minute, it seems like it's giving us an opportunity to stay with this stock right here and maybe consolidate, because it's starting to consolidate. So I like it. Consolidation with a long bias is how I would call this. 50 cent may be our new low here. Let's see. This is where I got in before, down in the 30 cent area. I'd like to see it get down lower. I'd feel safer with the move. Okay, I'm going to try that. I get picked up. Nope. Too long. I can't see the flow anymore. Yeah, again, just if it doesn't pick me up, it's a whole new ball game. I have to wait a second to reassess. There we go. Come on. Oh, come on. All right, I like that. That was a good one. Let's see if that does what it's supposed to do. So I'm at 97. It's punishing me now. We don't want to go much lower than that. That's the $0.50. I would want to see a sign of a turnaround before I average in. There, it's turning around now, but it's too far out of my position. So, or I mean, I'm too close to my position is what I mean to say. So, that was twice. I don't think it would have picked me up. I was tempted to buy market down there. 5 minutes saying, don't do anything, you're crazy. 1 minute showing signs of a recovery. Okay, we're going to go ahead and try that. So now I'm at 78, and I'm at 400 shares. Oh, I didn't realize I was 200 shares. Oh. Oops. I thought that I was at 100 shares going to 200 shares. That's too bad, because I'm really at my max position, and I didn't think I was, so that was a mistake. Yeah, I'd averaged in, and I forgot to change my share size back. So that's a rookie mistake. It just doesn't afford me as many possibilities to convert this to a winning trade if I follow my own guidelines here. Wow. So I may get out here. I don't know how far I want to make this go. I want to be able to recover by scalping, so there it goes. Just going to take a baby win there. I just because I felt stupid the way I got into that position. So now I was trading 200 shares before, but I think we're okay with 100 shares right now. We're moving along. We're only 10 minutes after open. We have a chance to make. I also want to be. I'd like it to convince me that we have a chance that we're going to go long again, because now it just seems to be fading. But it's back at that 180, you know. You look at now, we're starting to get some other data, which is going to be helpful. Here's our magnet. It's pulling below it still off that. Now, here we go. You see how it's popping the magnet up? So that's a sort of like the market magnet told us that was about to go up. So that was good. I was more describing it than taking a trade. But let's see if I can catch this on a dip again. So that's a lower high. If that's what it's going to do, that's not good news to keep, you know. It's a lower high as it retraced. So we would like to have seen that, beat that, then come back down to convince us that it's stair-stepping up rather than stair-stepping down. How's Tesla looking? Because it seems like Tesla may afford greater opportunities. Oh, so it's going up. Tesla's up over $1 now. Is the market turning? NVIDIA's still up from the close. MACD's turning around. Fib might turn it around. I'm looking to get in again, guys, on a long. I'd like to see it get a little lower first. We went all the way down here to 179.13. I still think there's retracement, but it's not showing us that it's going to be going up. But large cap just gives us retracement opportunities for 10, 20, 30 cents. That's $10, $20, $30 with 100 shares. So this is the 50-cent mark. See if it holds it. I was looking at the bid. See this price action coming below the magnet? That's going to pull it down. That means more people are at this level than we're up at this level. So it's likely it's going to go down, not up right now off of that move. That's, you know, why I didn't go in. So there it goes. How strong is that to go down? 46 on the bid, 41, 30, 20. I'm going to try to get in there, looking for a retracement up. I hate it when they do that. But that's because I didn't do market, you know. But that got us a little bit of money there. So now be ready to react again quickly. So that was I called the retracement correctly. I was watching the swale of giving me like 10 cents. I'm looking for it to dip down again. Now we're at the bottom of the market magnet here, but the strength died. You don't see the blue line coming in. So you see the sellers were kind of dying off here. So on the ScalpMeter Pro, low 20 cents. I'll try 25. I get it, 25. Lots of time to add into my position because I'm only 100 shares. Now the even dollar, if it breaks it, I'm holding for sure. I'm not going to add at the even dollar. I would want to see a reversal like that. So had I added, that would have been great, but I didn't. So we'll just go for $10. Oh, I guess that's 14. Oh my God, really? Okay. I think I just got like $10. So it was a good trade. I have one negative trade, right? Because I must because I was ahead of that. That screws up my my average, of course. Look at that. So, yeah, we're still going straight down, so we got to be careful on these retracements. Is it going to break the 179? And if it does, how strong? Because it'll become a resistance then. Wow. So it just wants to go down. I'm feeling I should be almost short biased here, but I don't want to be. No signs that this should be traded long here, other than the quick scalps like I'm showing. So we're getting a 10 to 15 cent retracement up on every, like, let's see, what is it saying? 44 cents down, 21 cents up. So it's like, 50% of it goes back up if you catch it at its dip. Then, oh, wow, that becomes I'm going to try to catch that. Did I get that? Okay, I got it. That was a pretty big dip. I tried to get out already for a profit, which the swale happened. It might not happen again. So that was, maybe should have just got out at market. I'm holding it. I don't usually hold this long. Yeah, there was a sign that it was going to go back up. So I held it. Again, I'm watching the level 2 for this a lot, and I'm looking at the levels. And that was a fib there that it rejected off of and went back up. Fibs are usually pretty well respected. Not always. Nothing's always, So if you're going to play against the price action, you got to be quick. I still find this safer than just writing it down because I feel like it's going to turn around at any moment and just shoot straight up. Then you start adding, and you're just like, oh, it never retraces. Right now it's retracing, really giving us opportunities between 10 and 20 cents on the dip. So you're trying to figure out, is it going to be a whole dollar you're hitting a false bottom, so to speak, or the fib where you hit a false bottom? Okay, so that was happening down right after the last 5-minute vertical, which is these. Now you're starting to see, that's surprising that the 15 went green there. Just see here. Yeah, that shouldn't have happened. That's a weird glitch. But see how the sellers dropped off there with the volume? They didn't even make it to the top of the volume. So that's sort of a buyer's move, and this is a reversal sign, and we're at a fib, and we're at a $0.50. So there's a lot of signs that say buy the dip here, and then wait for a retracement up. So that's kind of what I'm looking at, is it hit the 50 cents and broke it again. I'd like to see it get down below that. Might not. It might be turning around here. Could be the beginning of a nice bear flag, or it could be an entire retracement reversal here. So we'll have to see. I needed to start moving faster. I'm getting FOMO to go over to Tesla. They're right back to they're just giving huge retracement opportunities. Tesla's almost right at its closing price from yesterday. All right, so that's a double sign with a MACD and above that. So that's a strong sign that it's going to go up. So now we have to reassess what we're doing here. Again, we're not really getting the channels I'm looking for yet. So this is a little more difficult to scalp. We're not really getting. So if this ends up being the channel, that'd be great, but it broke it. I'd love to see 4 or 5 or 6 candles, like a 5-minute run where it stays in a channel, but it's not. And that's the whole $0.50 channel. Now it's starting to retrace up. So if it breaks that 9, if it breaks all of these, it's like you have to be long biased then. We'd like to have it break that level up here. And then we could stair step up. I'm chasing it now. Guys, I'm going to go look at Tesla just because of the time situation, to make sure I have enough time to get us some good trades. See how that's just, it's got a nice channel there. And it's right where it has been, in the channels. So this is now Tesla. Some people call it Tetris. Anything new? Nope. No news is good news for consolidation strategies. Okay, let's get a real look at this. Oh, it's in between 2 fibs right now. Wow, that's so nice. In between the 2-day fibs. you've got it stopped at the other one too, the 10-day fib. So that would have been, if I'd been watching this, I definitely would have gone long right there. Already made the money. So it has hit down to, all the way down to 318.60. What are we moving here for flow? Solid 15 to 20 cents. So we can make more money here, but a bigger risk. There's the top of the market magnet that could turn it around right here at the 320. So it has gone out to 321 where I was calling it out earlier. See if it rejects off this 320. Yeah, the 5 minutes nice and consolidated. This is a nice look. Anything can happen, of course, but it does afford some opportunities for those quick movers like we're trying to show how to do here. So I'm looking to get in off the fib level if it hits down there, guys. Looking to get off the fib, a little lower, 319, maybe just breaks 319. I may just get in near right above the 319 if it doesn't pick it up. So I'm going to go ahead and go in there. Try to get it exactly at 319. Now I'm waiting for the retracement up and hoping it doesn't dive bomb here. I'm a little more hesitant to add to a Tesla position as it goes against me. We had $10 there, but that was 10 cents. Man, it is really consolidating, which is great. So we don't want big spikes here. I'll try to pick up the first trade at about $20 there if it picks me up, but it's taking too long. There it goes, 20 bucks. So, it was something. I didn't feel as confident as I like to have felt as that made its move, but it did do exactly what it, we should have done. It just was, when I was watching the flow, it went back and forth quite a few times. That's the thing. It reminds me of Tesla, that it would do that. It would just say, what are you doing? It's not, it could go either way. It could go either way, rather than just when it starts to swale away, it continues enough to make the move, but it just would stop right near your position. Either way, not quite giving you. That's why I was saying, you want 15, 20, even 30-cent swings, because then you have the opportunity on the low to get out, and that see how tight it is here? So that's telling you that in the last 9 candles, it's like, hey, we're even money here, guys. This is a great indicator if you're not getting the whole setup. This is the risk oscillator, which is really something I recommend. I can't remember what we had on the other, how much money I'm going for here, but I think it's like 50 bucks or something, but to break our 100. So yeah, it's just slow, steady as she goes here, right? So we look for a dip, or we go short off the next fib up here, and keep in mind that, we want to have a fail safe up here. So we don't go into real trouble if it goes up. I would probably ride it up a ways. That's 320. Yes, that would be $100 if I went short off the fib. That's only 40 cents. So that's 50 cents. Okay, that's 90 cents up. So that's $100 if I miscall it. Which makes me think I should lower my share size, but I'm trying to get to the $100 in time for you guys before I bug out this morning. So now obviously you can trade this any share size. Look at that. That hit so hard that I didn't take it. I was worried it wasn't the bottom there the way that hit. But man, it is. How low did it go? All the way down to, whoa. Wow. I'm going to go ahead and grab that if it lets me have it. Nope. Too long. I'm going to go in on a buy. So I got it at 40, which wasn't too bad considering the movement there. So it could just be dropping. So, you know, you take a chance. It's counterintuitive. I'm looking for the retrace, right? I'm looking for the retrace. So because of the way it's moving, I think I'm going to do market to get out, because it suddenly changed from 20 cents to like 50 cents on a swing. Could have got out a couple times for shorter money. Trending down, market's going down. Risky position here. Don't think I want to add if it gets too far out of my position. And there we go. So we got $16 trade on that. Market didn't give me the best, but again, we channel hopped, right? So I'm not as sure that it's going to come back when it has that big of a. So I'm just going for a quick 10, 20 bucks. That's what I was going for. A quick retracement, because now let's see if it's going to create a new channel here. You know, that it might seem like there's no rhyme or reason on the strategy, but it's you know, the great thing about large caps, even Tesla and mega caps, is they offer you retracement opportunities. So if you feel you're getting in the low enough or high enough position for the retracement up or down, then the risk comes, like, do you just hold if it's going against you, or do you add? Then it gets more risky, right? But if you only went in 25% of your position and it went against you and it didn't retrace based on the data you have been taking in, then shouldn't be too far out of position unless it really makes it like a $2-3 move. Then it's like, okay, I better cut my losses, kind of thing, right? So, but it's rare that the large caps do that. They can do it. They trend. See how the market's going up now in the 5-minute right across the board here? So 5-minute just changed up. So it decided it didn't like it down there. So let's see if it gets back up in this channel. I would be more inclined to short up here now. It's giving me confidence to short if it goes up here again. Looks like it's creating another little channel here. Buy sell oscillator says no, you want to go back up. Nice. Wow. I want to make sure I get in if it drops again. I'm not going to try to do the bid. The spread's pretty tight. Sprang back up above 318 on that dip. The dip got us down to, like, it was at 84, 317.84. Yeah, it's acting a little funky here. It's, you know, this tightened a lot for swelling up. Like, if I get in, it wasn't giving me as big a moves as a retracement up, causing me to take pause here on a buy. There it goes. It's only like a 6-cent recovery. There you go. There's a 15, 20-cent recovery. So it's slowing down, so we got to be careful. These two are tightening up, right? So all right, there's a sign of a reversal. It's over 321 on the high today, so we're a couple bucks off the high if it decides to make a big move up. I have my summer house is backed up against conservation, and I'm not really like a bird watcher guy. There's a stream and everything. It's kind of nice having morning coffee and stuff. So someone got me an app. It's called a Merlin app, and you turn it on, and all the birds that make noises, it identifies the birds. Of course, I immediately took it like, well, can I make a bird sound and make a bird, noise? And I tried, the first one I tried was an owl, the great horned owl, and it came up. And of course, that's cheating. You didn't really get the bird, because they collect the birds, and you can even exchange birds. It's kind of like with anything, right? I'm not a bird guy, but I'm starting to get into birds because there's so many, in this area. And I'm saying, well, we should make a new game, man, where you have to be able to get a bird unnaturally, like with your voice. That seems a lot harder to me than just collecting a bird. No, it's against the whole way it's supposed to be. I'm like, no, I don't know. So anyway, someone found me the bird I got was the great horned owl, and that's what this hat is. They found sometimes known as the tiger owl. So they found this hat. So that's why I'm wearing this hat. I was able to do a mallard duck as well, which was nowhere near the area. Neither was the owl. And it's just like, you can't do a duck. There's not a duck here. How you spend your time. So I've collected like 50 birds, and 2 of them are what they would call illegal. But I am working hard on trying to get me some other birds here by mimicking their sounds. So now we're looking to maybe reverse off this or the 319. Right here, yeah, right around the 319 would be safer. If it pops up fast, I can get the better position on the ask. Seems to be stopping right there. The retracement, it looks like 10 to 18 cents. If you watch the level 2. MACD sent it up. Nothing sending it down. Magnet's way up here, though, calling it up. We're out of the 5-minute channels. We'll look at the whole and half dollar as channels. It's going to fade off that fib, huh? It's never even going to break up to the 319. Hardy could have got a trade here. There it goes. Will it break it or stop at it dead? There, it broke it. I'm going to try to get it as it went up. There we go. That worked. I saw that retrace 20. It was retracing 20 cents. So I'm like, I should grab that. So whenever it breaks the even dollar by 15 to 20 cents, it seems that more often than not, it will retrace back to the even dollar. So if you can snag it, it's a good opportunity to get a scalp. It's not all the time, but it's a very good opportunity to get a scalp that way. So we were trading AMD before. Okay, so I'm over then. All right, yay. 67.6. So we're up at a little under 130, guys. So hopefully everybody's been doing pretty good on this. So this is the last day of the month. So we did I do? Yeah. So I broke 4K for the 22 days of trading. And hopefully you guys are somewhere at least half of that, or maybe you're a lot more. I know somebody was already at 10K, so they were doing much larger share size, and they were trading throughout the day. And that's the thing about this strategy. You can just keep trading it. You see how I come back with Charlie, and I've been trading it more so she can have good. She's going to quit if I make her too much money, so she's making her own money. But I mean, if she gets that good, I don't want to sound like I'm a mansplaining guy or something. She's totally a capable person. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't want to train her into her quitting. So she could end up being a way better trader than me. I don't know. You never know with people. what's going to happen, right? How good they're going to get. Well, I think I'm going to call it a day there, guys. Hopefully you did good here. And I'll be back. I might not be back right on, is today, no, today's Thursday. So there's one more day of this week. So I probably won't be back since it's a new, it's August 1st. But I will be back in August. In early August, we'll discuss what we're going to be doing for the month, what new strategies. So stick around. It should be, we're probably going to keep doing some scalping. But I might break into some other things. So, stick around. It should be exciting, right? You never know what's going to happen. All right, guys, be careful out there. Always stay inquisitive and go green. And I'll see you soon.